There is a very specific moment that happens to every single one of us, every single morning. It is that split second right when your eyes first open. The room is quiet. The sun might be just starting to peek through the blinds. You are warm under the covers. In that silence, your body is doing something incredible. It is waking up its systems, switching gears from deep rest to active duty. But here is the truth that we often forget as we get a little older. That transition, that shift from sleeping to moving, is actually a lot more demanding on your body than it feels. I want you to think about how you started your day today. Did you hear the alarm and immediately swing your legs out of bed? Did you rush to the bathroom? Did you head straight for the coffee pot before drinking a drop of water? Or maybe you skipped breakfast because you weren't feeling hungry and went straight out to the garden or the garage to start working on a project. Most of us have done these things for decades. We treat our mornings like a race to the starting line. We want to get going. We want to be productive. But after the age of 60, the rules of biology shift just a little bit. The body requires a different kind of kindness in those first 60 minutes. There are subtle, quiet risks hiding in those routine actions. I am not telling you this to worry you. I am telling you this because I have seen how small changes in the morning routine can completely transform how much energy you have at 4 p.m. I have seen how slowing down just 2 or 3 specific habits can save your back, protect your heart, and keep your balance steady so you remain independent for years to come. Today, we are going to walk through the perfect morning. We are going to look at the 7 small decisions you make before noon. We will talk about how to get out of bed the right way, what your stomach really needs before you work, and even how your morning mood impacts the people you love the most. This isn't about adding more chores to your list. It is about doing the things you already do, but doing them in a way that works with your body, not against it. The transition from sleep to stand. Let's start right at the beginning. The alarm clock rings, or maybe you just wake up naturally. Your instinct is probably to sit up, toss the covers aside, and stand up to start the day. It's what you did in your 30s and 40s. You had places to be. But let's look at what is happening inside your body while you were sleeping. For the last 7 or 8 hours, you have been horizontal. Because you were lying flat, your heart didn't have to work very hard to pump blood to your brain. It was an easy, level playing field. Your blood pressure naturally dropped. Your heart rate slowed down. Your muscles relaxed completely. When you sit up and stand up suddenly, gravity takes over instantly. All of a sudden, your heart has to work against gravity to push blood up to your head. If you move too fast, the blood pools in your legs for a few seconds before your heart can catch up. In the medical world, there is a name for what happens next: orthostatic hypotension. That is a big word, but it just means a sudden drop in blood pressure when you stand up. You might know it as that floaty, dizzy sensation. You might see spots for a second. You might have to grab the dresser to steady yourself. For a teenager, that dizziness lasts a second and they recover. But for us, that momentary dizziness is a leading cause of morning falls. And we know that falls are the thing we want to avoid more than anything else. So, here is the new rule for your morning. I call it the 2-minute wake up. When your eyes open, do not move your body yet. Just lie there. Take stock of how you feel. Take 3 deep, slow breaths. Wiggle your toes. Rotate your ankles. Open and close your hands. What you are doing here is sending a signal to your body that you are back online. You are waking up the circulation in your extremities. After about a minute of this, slowly roll to your side. Use your arm to push yourself up to a sitting position. But, and this is the key, do not stand up yet. Sit on the edge of the bed. Put your feet flat on the floor. Feel the carpet or the wood under your soles. Sit there for another 60 seconds. This gives your heart time to realize, okay, we are vertical now. I need to pump a little harder to get blood to the brain. You settle your equilibrium. You let your blood pressure normalize. Once you feel steady, clear-headed, and grounded, then you stand up. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? Just waiting 2 minutes. But that 2-minute pause is the best insurance policy you have against a morning fall. It is a way of respecting the complex machinery of your body. You wouldn't start your car in freezing weather and immediately floor the gas pedal. You'd let the engine idle for a moment. Give your body that same courtesy. The hydration gap. Now that you are up and standing safely, what is the very first thing you do? For millions of Americans, the answer is automatic. Walk to the kitchen and pour a cup of coffee. I love coffee. It's warm, it smells wonderful, and it wakes up the brain. But there is a biological reason why coffee shouldn't be the very first liquid that touches your lips in the morning. Think about what just happened over the last 8 hours. You haven't had a sip of water since dinner, or maybe a small sip before bed. But all night long, you were losing water. You lost water every time you exhaled. You lost water through your skin. If the room was warm, you might have sweated a bit. By the time you wake up, you are naturally mildly dehydrated. Your blood is actually a tiny bit thicker than it was when you went asleep because the fluid volume has dropped. If you pour coffee on top of that, you are adding a mild diuretic. But more importantly, you are missing a golden opportunity to flush your system. Your body is like a house that has been closed up all night. It needs the windows thrown open. It needs a cleaning. Here is a habit that can change your energy levels within a week. Before you touch the coffee pot, drink 1 full glass of water. It doesn't have to be ice cold. In fact, room temperature or warm water is often gentler on an empty stomach. When you drink that water, it goes straight into your system. It rehydrates your cells. It helps your kidneys flush out the waste products that were processed overnight. It gets your digestion moving gently. It thins out the blood slightly, making it easier for your circulation to flow. Some folks tell me, but I'm not thirsty in the morning. I understand that. Our thirst mechanism actually gets a little quieter as we age. We don't always get the signal that we need water until we are already quite dry. That is why you have to make it a habit, regardless of thirst. Put a glass of water on your nightstand the night before, or right next to your coffee maker. Make a deal with yourself. No coffee until the water is gone. If plain water tastes boring to you early in the morning, squeeze a small wedge of lemon into it. That little bit of citrus adds flavor and can help wake up your digestion. This simple act, just 8 ounces of water, sets the stage for everything else. It lubricates your joints. It helps your brain fog clear up faster. It is the fuel your body has been waiting for all night. The danger of the empty tank. We need to talk about energy. I know many of you are active. You have gardens to tend. You have dogs to walk. You have chores that need to be done before the day gets too hot. There is a common habit among seniors to get up and get straight to work. Maybe you aren't a big breakfast eater. Maybe you think, I'll just go weed the flower beds for an hour, then I'll come in and eat. I want you to reconsider this pattern. When you wake up, your blood sugar levels are at their lowest point of the day. You are running on fumes. Your liver has been keeping your blood sugar stable all night, but its stores are running low. If you go out and start doing physical labor, bending, pulling weeds, pushing a lawnmower, walking briskly, you are asking your body to perform without fuel. This places a significant stress on your system. Your body has to release stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline just to mobilize enough energy to keep you moving. For a younger person, this might result in feeling a little tired. But after 60, exercising or working hard on a completely empty stomach can be risky. It can cause your blood sugar to drop too low, which leads to dizziness, weakness, or confusion. In some cases, it can put unnecessary strain on your heart. I am not saying you need a grand buffet meal. I know big meals can feel heavy in the morning, but you need to break the fast. That is literally what breakfast means. Before you go out to the garden or take that long walk, have something small. A banana with a little peanut butter, a piece of whole wheat toast, a small cup of yogurt with some berries. Think of it as kindling for a fire. You need to give your metabolism a little spark. This provides immediate glucose for your muscles and your brain. It stops your stress hormones from spiking. Let's go back to the gardening example. Imagine you eat a small bowl of oatmeal, drink your water, and then go out to the garden. Your body has fuel. Your muscles have glucose. You can work steadily. You won't get those trembling hands or that sudden wave of exhaustion. It is about safety. We want you to be active. We want you to build that deck or plant those tomatoes. But we want you to have the energy reserves to do it safely, without taxing your heart or risking a fainting spell because your sugar bottomed out. The bathroom strain. This next topic is one we often feel too shy to talk about, but it is critical for your health. It concerns what happens in the bathroom. The morning is the most common time for bowel movements. The body wakes up, the colon wakes up, and nature calls. This is healthy and normal. However, there is a specific danger here that we need to address: straining. When you hold your breath and push hard, what doctors call the Valsalva maneuver, you are creating a tremendous amount of internal pressure. You are increasing the pressure in your chest and your abdomen. When you do this, two things happen. First, that high pressure momentarily stops blood from flowing back to your heart. Then, when you release your breath and stop pushing, the blood rushes back in, and your blood pressure can spike and then drop rapidly. For someone with a delicate cardiovascular system or anyone with high blood pressure concerns, this roller coaster of pressure is dangerous. It can trigger heart rhythm issues. It can cause fainting in the bathroom, which is a very dangerous place to fall because of all the hard surfaces. In rare but serious cases, it can trigger a stroke. We have to make the bathroom a no-strain zone. If you find that you have to push hard, stop. Do not force it. Your body is telling you it isn't ready, or that the consistency isn't right. The solution usually isn't in the bathroom, it's in the kitchen. It goes back to that water we talked about. Hydration is the #1 cure for constipation, but it's also about fiber. As we get older, our digestion slows down. The walls of the intestine don't contract quite as vigorously as they used to. We have to help them out. Are you getting enough fiber in your breakfast? Old-fashioned oats are wonderful. Berries are packed with fiber and hydration. Ground flaxseed is an easy thing to sprinkle on yogurt. And here is a mechanical tip. Consider the position of your body. Modern toilets are often a bit high, comfort height. While that is good for your knees, it's actually not great for your anatomy when it comes to elimination. Placing a small stool under your feet to raise your knees slightly can straighten out the colon and make things pass much easier without straining. Take your time. Do not rush. And please, if you are reading the newspaper or scrolling on your phone, be careful not to sit there for 20 or 30 minutes. Sitting on the toilet for long periods causes blood to pool in the veins of the lower area, which leads to hemorrhoids. Do your business and then move on. The morning mindset and stress. We have talked a lot about the physical body, blood pressure, hydration, digestion. But there is another part of the morning that dictates your health, your stress level. Mornings can be stressful. Maybe you are thinking about a doctor's appointment. Maybe you are worried about the house repairs. Maybe you turned on the news immediately and were bombarded with negative stories. When you start your day with stress, your body dumps cortisol into your bloodstream. Cortisol is the stress hormone. In small doses, it wakes us up. But chronic high cortisol is terrible for seniors. It raises blood pressure. It eats away at muscle mass. It increases belly fat. It weakens the immune system. We need to protect the peace of the morning. Try to avoid the news for the first 30 minutes. The world will still be there after breakfast. Instead, use that time for something that lowers your heart rate. Open a window and listen to the birds. Read a chapter of a book that uplifts you. Or simply sit with your coffee and watch the steam rise. This isn't just feel-good advice. This is physiological advice. By keeping your morning calm, you are keeping your blood pressure stable. You are preserving your immune function. You are setting a tone of capability rather than panic. This also connects to the people you live with. If you are married, or if you live with family, the morning sets the tone for your relationship. I know that as we age, we can get a little set in our ways. We have our routines. We can get irritable if things aren't just so. Sometimes, Chronic pain makes us shorter with our spouses than we mean to be. But think about the legacy you are building right there at the breakfast table. A legacy isn't just money you leave behind in a will. A legacy is the atmosphere you create in your home. If you start the day with a criticism, "You left the light on," or "Why is the coffee so strong?" you are creating a spike of stress for both of you. You are pushing away the very person who is your partner in this stage of life. Try a different approach. A simple "good morning." A question like, "How did you sleep?" It sounds trivial, but social connection is a massive health factor. Loneliness and hostility are as bad for your heart as smoking. Building a bridge of kindness in the morning protects your heart just as much as that oatmeal does. It lowers stress for both of you. It makes the home a sanctuary. Movement with intention. We talked about not rushing into heavy labor, but that doesn't mean you should be sedentary. The morning is the perfect time for gentle movement. Your joints are stiff when you wake up because the synovial fluid, the oil in your joints, has thickened up a bit while you were still. You need to warm it up to get it moving freely again. Before you go for a walk or head to the gym, do 5 minutes of oiling the joints. Stand holding onto the kitchen counter. Gently swing one leg forward and back, then the other. Do some slow hip circles. Roll your shoulders up to your ears and back down. Turn your head slowly from left to right. This is an exercise for burning calories. This is maintenance. It tells your body, we are preparing to move. It prevents that sudden pull in your lower back when you bend down to tie your shoes. If you have a dog, that morning walk is one of the best medicines you have. But treat the first 5 minutes of the walk as a warm-up. Start slow. Let your body find its rhythm. Then, once you feel warm, you can pick up the pace. The review of the plan. So what does this new morning look like? Let's put it all together into a picture you can see. You wake up. You don't rush. You take 2 minutes to breathe, wiggle your toes, and sit on the edge of the bed. You let your blood pressure settle. You stand up and walk to the kitchen. You pour a glass of water, maybe with a splash of lemon, and you drink it while the coffee brews. You are hydrating your cells. You prepare a small, healthy breakfast. Maybe oatmeal with walnuts, maybe an egg on toast. You give your body fuel. You sit down to eat. You don't turn on the angry news. You talk to your spouse, or you look out the window. You keep your stress low. You use the bathroom without straining because you've been eating your fiber and drinking your water. You do a few gentle stretches at the counter, warming up those hips and shoulders. And then, fueled, hydrated, calm, and loose, you step out into your day. Compare that to the old way. Jumping up dizzy, drinking only coffee, rushing out hungry to pull weeds, straining your back, and feeling irritable. The difference is night and day. One path leads to exhaustion and risk. The other path leads to vitality and independence. These changes don't have to happen all at once. You don't have to overhaul your entire life tomorrow morning. Pick one thing. Maybe start with a glass of water. Do that for 3 days until it becomes automatic. Then add the sit on the edge of the bed rule. Listen to your body. It has served you well for over 6 decades. It is a resilient, wonderful machine, but it needs a little more maintenance now than it did back then. And that is okay. Giving it that care is a sign of respect for yourself and for the people who love you and want you around for a long time. I would love to hear from you. Which of these morning habits is the hardest one for you? Is it the water before coffee? Is it slowing down when you have a to-do list? Let me know in the comments below. I read them, and I learned so much from your experiences. And if you found this guide helpful, if it gave you a new way to look at your mornings, please consider subscribing to the channel. We are building a community here of people who are choosing to age with strength and wisdom. I'll see you in the next video.